Hi everyone, I'm Shivani Saxena and welcome to my channel SforShivani, a one-stop destination for all your MBA needs. Now this video is going to be really special because this video is for all the ladies who are out there thinking whether they should do an MBA in sales and marketing because all marketing jobs require you to have a certain sales experience. And is sales considered safe for women? Is what is the apprehension that they have in their minds. Now, I am myself an area sales manager in a male-dominated auto industry and I have been doing quite well in the past 1.5 years. So in this video, I will be sharing my experience with you, what are the challenges which I faced and also some tips which will help you to make your journey into sales so that you get a marketing job later really smooth and hassle-free. But before you move ahead, I just request you to please like this video and subscribe to my channel because it gives me motivation to make more such videos. So I would like to start with two things that you need to do some research on, to do some some brainstorming on. First thing is, how interested are you in marketing and are you willing to take the pains of going through the sales role to ultimately get a marketing role? And understand that might take some time. For some companies, this time period is 1 year. For some companies, it might be 3 or 4 years. So, are you willing to spend this much time in sales before you get your dream role? That's number one. Second thing you need to understand is what kind of sales role is offered in your college. So, the sales role can be of two types. One can be that you're directly in a customer facing role wherein you yourself have to sell to the ultimate customer. The second kind of role is wherein you manage the channel that sells. So as far as I am concerned, I am into this B2B setting wherein I manage the dealerships that ultimately sell to the customer. So my interaction with customer remains only as far as the complaints are come or if there are any escalation cases. So you need to first understand what kind of roles the companies offer and which is the kind of role you are comfortable doing. Now, I'm going to give you a brief as to what I do as an area sales manager because ASM is the most common sales role that is offered in most B schools. As an area sales manager, I take care of the Southern Punjab region and that includes some six territories and that entails 50 outlets which directly come under me. I am responsible for the sales, marketing, financial viability. Yes, to get that right, I'm also responsible for getting the money from these outlets and also managing the end-to-end supply chain of vehicles to these outlets. My role requires me to travel a lot because unless I know what is happening at these dealerships, I will not be able to solve their problems. So let's say in a month, typically an ASM is required to travel, let's say for 2 to 3 weeks in a month, but in the COVID scenario, we are traveling for just 1 week in the entire month. As an ASM, you also need to have a good grasp over Excel and PowerPoint because there are a lot of quarterly reviews, monthly reviews and meetings that happen wherein you are required to present whatever findings you have for the region that you have been allocated. So this is just a very brief introduction of what I do at my job, and now I'm going to just tell you when I joined here what are the kind of challenges that I faced. So broadly two kind of you can say obstacles which I faced when I joined. One was I am the first woman ASM in my hub. So imagine the number of years the dealerships have been in existence and they haven't worked under the woman ASM. So initially people would address me as sir by mistake, and they correct it to madam sir, and all those kind of things happen. There would be certain people who would kind of try to tell you that you are a woman, so you will not be knowing a lot of stuff about the auto industry. But I was within like a month I was able to gain their trust through constant interactions, through telling them that even if I am new when it comes to my experience in sales and you have been running the dealership, there is always a lot of things which I have learned from my MBA, my past work experience, which I have to offer. And once you're able to create that exchange of information, you learn about the business processes and how they are operating in dealerships from them. You tell them a lot of things. For example, mine is a rural belt, so there is this inertia in people's minds that retail through social media is not going to work here. But I was able to, by executing certain things on my own, setting an example, creating a success story, and then telling everyone that, see, this particular dealership has benefited because of this social media initiative, so you should also do it. I was able to create that kind of trust with the people that whenever they're coming to interact with me, they will be able to learn something from me as well. So ultimately, that divide of whether you're a man or a woman is diluted when people see that you have merit and you have all the knowledge that is required for you to perform in your role. Second concern which I had was regarding the travel. Since my area is quite far from the regional office, how I strategized my travel was, so in auto industry there is a critical element of service as well. So I'd make sure that if I'm traveling, let's say 300 kilometers away from the regional office, I do not travel alone. And since I'm visiting all the villages and pins, I made sure that I traveled with someone. So I would align my plans with my service ASM so that we both are able to plan the schedule in a way that both of our objectives are met. Now, even if you are required to travel alone, make sure you have documented your travel plans and your manager knows about where you are going. So let me just structure the next part of the video in this way. Let me tell you certain tips which I followed and which really helped me make my entire stint really convenient and really safe for me. So the first thing for you to see here is that know the hierarchy. Even if you are outnumbered by men at your regional office or in the kind of environment you're going to work, it really doesn't matter as far as you're able to create those lines of hierarchy. So for me, it is very critical for me to know that all the outlets that come under me are actually under me, and I am the person they all are answerable to at the end. And whenever I'm talking to these people, that is kind of reflected in the tone that I use, in the words that I use, and in the manner in which I conduct myself when I'm visiting them. So let no one disrespect you just because you are new or you're a fresher or you have zero idea about how your industry operates. Let them respect you for the designation you have and for the way in which you are representing your organization. Second thing, always document your travel plans. So I, in the beginning of the month, share a travel plan with my manager mentioning where I am going, when I am going, and what I'm going to do there. So my manager always knows when I am visiting which area. Second thing, if let's say you go there and you feel you brought about a certain change in the manner in the business was being conducted, or you feel you caught someone doing some unethical thing, whenever you are there, do not fight, do not exactly be rude to them. Just mention the fact that whatever they are doing is wrong, and whenever you're coming back to your place of stay or to the, let's say, regional office, always send an email documenting that entire practice that you found out and what that particular channel is required to do to correct it. Third tip for you is do not take calls or messages outside of office hours if you're not comfortable. Nobody can really force you to talk to them after office hours, and you can politely decline the call by mentioning that you will take the whatever task is required to be done at your end first thing in the morning the next day. Fourth tip for you is know the escalation matrix. Now, a lot of companies have this initial orientation session where they tell you that in case you are feeling some problem, if you have some issues, this is your concerned HR business partner, this is a concerned HR VP whom you can reach out. There is also a separate posh team in certain organizations which handle all the harassment cases. Make sure you have the contact numbers of all these people saved in your phone, and just so that if you feel that you are undergoing something which needs to be reported, always feel free to have a conversation with these people, because these will be able to guide you for the better. And the fifth and the final tip which I would like to give you is, don't try to be a man in your job. You have been hired as a woman that you are, and you're absolutely wonderful, and you bring with yourself certain qualities which the other gender unfortunately doesn't have. For example, I just feel that as a woman I am able to have a different level of empathy for the outlets that I handle. I am able to solve the fights or any kind of disagreements that happen in the organization. I am able to intervene and solve the problems very well in my own way. I just feel that along with my skills as a business analyst, which I was in my previous job, I'm also able to take certain decisions based on my intuition, and they always turn out to be really right. So as a woman, we have these powers in us. So make sure you're not trying to be someone you are not, and always embrace the inner feminine qualities that you have. People might call you different adjectives like, why are you being bossy, why are you being aggressive, why are you being cranky. Just ignore all of those things and focus on what you are actually there to do. Let nothing stop you from doing what you are there to do, and let nobody's opinion affect you in any way. I really hope that this video will help you give the motivation or clear any doubts that you had in your mind regarding sales. I'm always open to have a conversation with you in case you need any further doubt clarification. You can always reach out to me on LinkedIn or on my Telegram groups, and I'll be there to help. Let me know if there are any unanswered queries in the comment section, and I'll make sure I reply to each one of them. So go woman power, and I'm sure you're going to rock everything that you're going to take up.